it is lonely here. Once you reach this level, you notice that there's nothing else, no, or nobody else to vent, right? You become that person who's absorbing all of the challenges, all of the problems, and working through solutions. But there's nobody else that you can call and be like, oh, I'm just so stressed today. So it gets a little lonely in the leadership realm. So that is one thing I was not expecting. Yeah, having a support group, even if it's outside of work, that you can just, uh, talk to and vent to, I think it's good for your mental health. Because you're handling a lot. Another thing that is related to this is the fact that, I'm a female CEO who is also a mother of two little kids. So balancing things out can be sometimes very challenging. So creating an environment where there's flexibility and there's benefits, not just for me, but for everyone on the team, to accommodate, has been uh, kind of challenging, but also important, right? To also cultivate the culture there. But I would say those two are the top top ones for me.
Yeah. No, that makes perfect sense. And it's a very real struggle. I think it's always interesting when people have that challenge as a CEO. They knew what the challenge was like as an employee.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always very hard. But then there's the added requirement of you feel like you have to do that for other people and you want to
Mm-hmm.
make sure that you create that kind of an environment. So it does add double stress, to the fact that I was already dealing with being a mom
Yeah.
and or a dad with multiple kids and trying to keep up with that. Um, so yeah, that gets into the entire, you know, environment of what kind of a place do we want to have here.
Mm-hmm.
Did you carry over any of the cultural aspects of the previous company? Because it sounded like you had a pretty great founder who obviously has good eye for talent and then identified, and gave you that kind of vision. Do you do that with your team? Like, have you identified people on your team that you go, hey, you're going to be next?
Absolutely, absolutely. We have a lot of people that have lots of potential. So like I said, we have different entities under one umbrella. So we develop kind of a holding company, and then we have all these different entities. So our benefits and the way we operate is very, very similar. So we pay 100% for health insurance. We
Hmm.
have unlimited PTO. We have 20 weeks of maternity leave. Mental health services, you name it, a bunch of things that are the same
Yeah.
across the board for all eight entities. So yeah, we do keep a lot of that, and we have something that we call growth discussions every year. Now we're actually doing it twice a year just to make sure that we're providing feedback, kind of in real time rather than just waiting until the end of the year to have those conversations. And those are developed for precisely that. We want to make sure that we're having those conversations with our teams, not just to evaluate their performance, but to ask questions about how are you doing here and where do you see yourself. We have, this company that does paid media, but we also have predictive that does data science, and we also have engineering, and we're developing more startups. So there are paths for our people to move, not just within our own company, but within our ecosystem, which is something that is kind of rare. And we've had examples of people who started as data analysts and now they're having their own startup at the CEO level. We've had people who started as a project manager for predictive and now they're engineers. So there's really no cap when it comes to moving around. If you have the intent and you put the effort to get your certification or whatever it is that you need to get there, we'll help you and we'll put together a plan for you to move in that direction.